One, two, three, go.
Boyz Aloud, take 7.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Boyz Aloud. As you guys can see, on my left, on my right, your left, you have a guest.
Hi everyone, I'm Roseanne Richardson. It's so good to be here, gents.
Appreciate
it's so
you.
good
Thank
to
you
be
for
here.
pulling through.
I am from the media platform Eden Park Live 2.0. So thank you so much, Lisedi, for the invitation. And if you guys are interested to hear what that's all about or to know what it's all about, just search Eden Park Live 2.0 on Facebook. So yeah, I'm here and yeah.
And if you're too lazy to go all through to Facebook, it's going to be in the description or comment section.
We'll have it right there for you.
We'll write it there for you. Definitely check it out. You won't regret it.
And you guys will just get to know me as we chat.
Yeah, anyone trying to slide, you'll just get to.
Yeah.
Anyone trying to do some nice things.
You want to do some nice things.
Just go
Make sure you
support.
watch the full episode and then you'll decide whether you're on a slide or not.
Hey, no sliding. No
It's slide.
sliding.
And
Sliding.
winter's approaching, so definitely get yourself a Boyz Aloud hoodie. You know what I'm saying? Keep yourself warm with that. Don't forget to support
But the
Policia.
And Policia.
You know what I'm
as
saying? The sweaters are keep warm with Policia and Boyz Aloud. You know what I'm saying? Put on that swag. Your friends are definitely gonna be impressed. No guarantee. Guarantee.
Guarantee, yeah.
Guarantee.
Guys, I'll be voting this year, right? I don't know how to feel. I don't know whether it's like something that will even make a difference. You understand? But I just chose to vote because I'm of the legal age to vote. You understand?
Yeah.
So I don't know how to think about that.
Because we did promise you a voting episode, and here it is. You thought it was gonna be an election episode. No. Get that out of here. We're not talking about that. We're talking about voting specifically.
Yeah.
Talking about voting specifically. And it's shocking because you don't know voting. You know that's the last thing on our mind. But you spoke about that you're voting and you don't even know
I don't
why.
even know. I mean, I know who I'm voting for, but I don't know why am I voting for them at the end of the day. But I mean, I don't know. I don't know.
Using fighting words.
Yeah. I mean that picture on that pole, on that light pole, looks interesting. You know.
So
that's what
just
makes me
so
vote.
so you're voting this year because you have a legal age to vote, but also because a picture on a poll looks interesting. So that's who
Yeah.
you're voting for.
Yeah, you see, the picture on the pole looks interesting, but also I'm complaining as well.
Yeah.
So I can't complain if I don't vote. You understand what I'm saying?
And then like
So-
how my fault, Kenzie.
Yeah, no, carry on.
I appreciate you. So how can we get more people like around your age, our age to vote? Because that's rare. I'm surprised to hear you voting
You
as
know,
well.
when it comes to this voting thing, it's such a pain because I feel like it's pointless to vote, you know? Because, I mean, the current situation in this country makes it so discouraging, right?
Yeah.
And who says if someone else comes into power that things are going to change? Like, who says that's going to change, right? Because every political party will come with their promises. They have these
Yeah,
fantastic
campaigns.
manifestos. But who says that's going to come to pass when they're in power, right? Who says that's going to come to pass? And, you know, I've been watching news and I'm
News?
just the news.
last time I watched the news. Like last
Yes.
time I said that to watch the news. Was,
No, you need
Was
to
long
watch it
time ago,
in
yeah.
moderation
But,
because
like-
it's depressing, yeah.
in my opinion, it's kind of pointless to like sit down and watch the news when the news is basically my TikTok and Instagram and all of that.
But the thing is that news, you don't know if it's fake or not. That's the thing.
But no matter where you get the news, it's always biased, it's always partial.
yeah,
But
I
let's
think-
not get into that,
Yeah.
right? As I was saying, that you don't know if things are actually going to change when you vote for a certain political party. And I think that's the most difficult thing for me as somebody who's going to be voting this year. You know, that's the most difficult part. Are things going to change?
For me, the only difference is that I don't find the interest in voting. I don't feel like voting. Like, I really don't see the point. Even it's not even a struggle whether should I or shouldn't I. I just don't want to because I don't see the point. But I think it just comes with like my lack of interest in politics and the history of South Africa in terms of like governance and stuff.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, I just don't.
Because I think the
I
hard
don't
thing
believe
is like
in the whole system. So
for us as youth, it's like, what exactly are we voting for? Because in 1994, we understand now that they're specifically voting for freedom. Then us as youth, what are we voting for?
We're voting for
That's another
jobs.
thing.
We're voting for potholes to be eradicated. Come
Load shedding
on.
must
There's
stop.
load
shedding.
shedding has
Water
stopped.
share.
Like
Load
it's
shedding,
It has stopped.
Load
it's
shedding,
a miracle.
load shedding is stopping what? After June. After June.
Wait,
going
yeah.
back to stage
They're
8.
doing this. They're making sure, but let's
Yo.
give them the lights.
Facts.
You know,
Let's give them back the water.
yeah, the water. Let's not take that away from them. Let them vote.
Watch.
There's two things I want to say. The first thing, yes, I was watching the news, right? And some specialist or whatever, he was saying that there's a possibility that we can go to stage 16 load shedding. So I have this concern
What the
that
heck?
after voting, just after that 29th of May, we're going to have stage 16 load shedding, right? And the second thing is I saw a post on Facebook where someone was saying, no, we want load shedding because when we vote, we want to be angry. We don't want to have peace. You see, we want to be angry when we vote because why all of a sudden the energy is sustainable now? But for so many years, when elections weren't around the corner, there was load shedding. We see now there's posts of potholes being fixed. Like, are we in grade 2? You're fixing potholes and making posts like it's this wonderful thing. No, leave those potholes. We want to be angry when we vote because we want to know who we're voting for.
Yeah.
You see,
Load shedding of
Do you agree with that, Roseanne?
I want to be angry when I
Yo.
vote.
I've been angry for too long. I'm tired now. Yo.
No, I just feel at this point, whoever's in power is just buying face. Because why are those problems we've been struggling with for so many months and so many years? Why is it being solved now when it's voting time? You see, I don't.
And this system has been in the books for a long time. It's not something new we've seen. And like for me, the main problem, I know you mentioned potholes, me it's load shedding. Especially since I do online high school. Yo, bro, load shedding
I mean,
makes
you
my
should be
life
happy though.
difficult,
You have an
bro.
excuse not to go to class.
Nah, but that's if I don't go to class, I miss out.
Hey,
And
you're
in
a
the
good
games come,
citizen. You're a good student.
Is
You're a good student, dog.
because now I have to wake up early. I have to go to the gym. I have to use the resources there, but it's already full because the whole block is experiencing load shedding. So for me, that's the main problem that I want to go. So if I could say the reason why the youth should vote, for me personally, I just think is to get rid of the load shedding at least.
maybe we should vote every 4 months because clearly voting has an impact on load shedding.
Yeah, clearly, when it's time to vote, that's only when they start fixing things.
Because I think load shedding is a source. Because businesses are closing down, so that affects employment. So I
Yeah,
think
true.
load shedding is more or less the source in a way. I know there's other
Yeah.
factors, crime, potholes, but I think load shedding is just that main source. And we've been having load shedding like ever since 2007, bro. That's like nearly when I was around. So bro, it's been in the game.
Yeah, man, this time it's bad to a point where like, hey, there's a schedule, there's a whole timetable.
Whole
Yeah,
timetable.
there's a timetable, a schedule. Let's say, hey, 6
yeah.
o'clock, you need to cook either at 4 or you wait to cook at 8 o'clock. Back then, it would just be like, you know what, this thing is just going to happen for a week.
Yep.
Yeah.
And then next week, we'll go back to normal life. This time, it's a matter of,
And like, how do you guys feel about that? There's some people in South Africa that don't experience load shedding. Like, I have a friend, since he lives in this specific area, they don't like experience load shedding.
Yo, I think, you know what, in a sense, I don't want to complain because it's nice when you're in a position of privilege, you know. But on the other hand, I get angry when I know that the role players are not experiencing load shedding, but they are the ones enforcing load shedding.
Yeah.
You see, so I think that makes me angry.
Yeah, I agree. I agree.
Yeah, no, I mean, people are even getting like inverters because, I mean, it's a matter of you have load shedding next door, they have an inverter. So sometimes it's a certain thing where like you need to take matters into your own hands now and not rely on the
But
government.
for how long, you know?
Ish, that's the thing.
And you can only take matters into your own hands until a certain point and not any further than that, you know? And, you know, you mentioned unemployment. And I think for me, that's one of my biggest frustrations.
Yeah.
Is that we're living in a country where there are so many graduates and so many educated people, yet there's no space for them in the corporate world, right? Make sure that you know who you're voting for, because are we going to live in a country where all people do is go to varsity just to be unemployed? I think that is what irks me the most. is that you get young people out there, like myself, like you guys, who genuinely want to make something of yourself.
So, yeah.
But the role players are not
Doing
Doing
nothing.
doing
You
anything.
don't see much
I
about it.
saw,
Nothing.
I saw a video. You speaking of TikTok, it's all over TikTok where.
That's my chat. That's the news.
Yeah, where this girl was speaking to the president,
Yeah,
your
okay, I think I know
honorable
it as well.
president.
Yeah.
And she's saying, no, I've been looking for a job. I've been looking for a job. That our honorable president not say, keep looking.
That's the crazy thing. Like,
And
just
you
like keep looking, don't work hard.
Like,
even the president doesn't have any solution.
when he said that, he seemed defeated. In all honesty, he seemed defeated. That was like his only response, and that's very disappointing.
Yeah.
That there's no opportunities. It's very disappointing for me.
And the crazy thing is that we pay, like, going to varsity, the tuition fees. Like, you're gonna finish varsity, get that degree, and still be in debt and have no way to pay the debt. Like, that's just so.
Because there's no jobs available.
Exactly.
jobs
So
available.
that's for you. For you, it's your problem. It's unemployment. For me, it's load shedding. For you, also.
Yeah, me it's like unemployment as well. Unemployment makes it difficult. But at the same time, I also personally think that yes, there's no unemployment, but the government should also have this motive to create jobs, projects for like youth. You understand? And in a sense that I wouldn't say like volunteering work, but something along that nature, just to keep the youth busy. They gain skills. Because at the end of the day, we cannot just always push for employment. We also need to create independence in a sense that also learn to start your own business. Because at the end of the day, you have 350 grants. Young people, where are they taking that 350 grant every month? You understand? It's rare that you hear someone who started a business saving up that 350, but you find it going the wrong places. So it's a thing that also us as people, we need to have this idea of, you know what, let's also help the government in a way by volunteering work, gain skills to start our own thing as well.
Yeah.
That's what I believe in as well.
I feel you.
For me, I hear you, what you're saying, but like, I'll just make an example with load shedding.
Yeah.
There's been stories about it and why it's even just a thing in general. But like one of those stories was that there's not enough like coal or whatever. There's not enough resources to generate. And another one was the facilities to generate are not good enough for the greater good of the country, for the whole population. I don't know the names of like where they generate electricity, but like those places are not in good functioning, whatever.
Yeah.
To
Generate,
so they're fixing. That's what
they
said. They're fixing that problem. Hence, we have things like load shedding. But then another thing is we're just gonna blame the party that's governing the country. That's another thing.
Absolutely, we absolutely are going to blame them.
But one thing I did hear was the reason for these places that can like now uphold the amount of electricity they have to generate was because they were produced back in apartheid times, and they were only made for the colonizers at the time to generate enough power for them. So now that we've become a democracy, everyone has to get power. So
the supply is not enough.
So
to
the supply is not enough.
Country.
So you ask yourself, even with little problems like this, load shedding, unemployment, these things have been long coming and they've been long going on in South Africa. But it's like, can you blame the government, or is it the situation that the government has been put in where there's so much that they have to fix because of the past?
Yeah.
Hence why dealing with everything we're dealing with now, be it load shedding, be it unemployment, be it whatever.
Yeah, that
crime is another thing. South Africa, drugs. So do you think it's that or where we come from?
That could make sense, especially. That's a very good point, because at the end of the day, even with these issues that we have, right, you'll ask yourself, okay, what do we still vote for? Because like Roseanne said, it's still not going to change, you know? So that's a very good question.
I'm trying to think, who do you blame? Because I'm trying to put in like the fact that it's been time though. Like it's been years. So it's a thing of like, within those years, couldn't there be a solution? Like not these acts, not these policies. There's so many acts. all of these things that are doing nothing, but as a proper solution that not what's this, the NDP 2030, not that, like a solution that within this time frame, this is gonna fix A, B, and C. So that's my problem. I think within the time that we've had, we've done absolutely nothing, in my opinion.
But I think there are certain things that we tried solving, like the
Yeah.
whole RDP, making sure people have
RTP
homes.
houses, yeah.
I mean,
Triple-
maybe
even,
I mean,
even the whole triple B.
Triple
thing.
B, I guess
Yeah.
it's all about priorities at the time that we tried. We said, okay, maybe electricity is not as much of a priority than people staying at home. People staying at home is needed more than people having electricity. So maybe they tried solving that problem. Now it's difficult for them to solve this issue regarding electricity.
I think the main issue here is poor management, right? No doubt that apartheid was wrong, right? And it's so interesting because I hear many old people saying that living in apartheid was better when they see the current
State of
State,
the
yeah.
economy and all of that.
exactly. However, I must disagree with that. Apartheid was wrong on so many levels. However, I believe that we are where we are today because of poor management. Yes, you're mentioning these lovely concepts, RDP, BEE, all these different things, right? But it's mismanagement. You spoke about ESCOM and you spoke about, okay, yeah, maybe we are where we are because the population is now
It's too much.
it's bigger and we're catering to everyone. And yeah, that's good and well. I went to a project management training, and the lady who was facilitating this training actually was a project manager at the Medupi power station, and she mentioned that the reason why all these things took so long is because people are stealing.
Yo.
You know,
Yeah,
when
we
it
can't
comes
forget
to
that one.
tenders, RDPs, I can tell you personal stories where these people who are calling people for RDP houses, where they put their own people there for RDP houses so they can rent the RDP houses, right?
Oh, true.
So we can speak of so many different examples of corruption, of this and that and that. But I believe we are where we are today because of mismanagement, right?
What's one of the points of RDP? A lot of people look at the success, but it's a huge factor to the unsuccess and all the corruption point. So I'm happy you mentioned that because that's a point that I like to highlight. Yes, it was successful, but let's use our magnifying glass and look at the corruption that happened in that process as well.
Okay, so that makes sense. So basically corruption is like a factor to
It is.
this whole issue that we have going on because people are stealing tenders. Okay, that makes sense.
And us as youth, we look at this and be like, bro, what is my vote gonna do to fix all of this?
That's how I feel, you know. As much as I'm really, really pro voting, and like if you're watching this, please exercise your democratic right to vote. Part of me feels like it is pointless because even in the previous elections, you know, we heard of all the corruption, even in the voting stations. The ballot boxes were broken and open.
Lord.
Who do we trust?
Yeah.
You know, and as much as we can vote for whoever, how do we really know that the results that are out there after voting is true? It's a true reflection and representation of the voice of South Africa. Like, I am
That's
so
true.
defeated as a young person living in this country. Like, for Bay.
Ish.
Okay, wait. Can I ask, do you guys actually think that like South Africa is run by the people that they're showing you run South Africa?
Like,
Or like,
do
that's
you-
just
do
like
you-
there's
do
like
you
some
think-
hands
So
behind.
controversial.
Yeah.
Do you actually think Ramaphosa is actually calling the shots? Ask yourself.
No.
Or the ANC or the governing party? Do you think they are actually like?
I think
Or do you think there's someone else?
I think, respectfully speaking, there are many, many different people behind the scenes, but I do believe that our president has allowed a lot of things by saying yes, you know, by being a yes man.
yeah, he is.
And I also think a part of him just, you know, allowing all these things is the reason why we're here today, right? And when I just think even about how legislation is changing in our education, you know, and society will cancel me for this, gents, but how now there's this program that's being introduced in school that teaches children, no, it's okay to choose your gender. Like
For real?
You don't know this.
Nah.
You should watch the news.
There's a
You
point.
know, and initially they didn't allow public participation for this bill to be passed, but then one of the political leaders from whatever political party voiced that no, we need South Africa's voice on this. You know, not that it's going to change much because I mean, if the president says something, then surely that thing is going to fly. But the point I'm trying to make is they're allowing so many things, you know, that is so detrimental
Yeah.
to this country, you know, and I think that is also what I have a problem with, that our honorable president just allows things, and I think those things come from whatever people
they get controlled by.
I don't agree with that.
That's if they controlled.
That's if
And the
that's
thing is that
if.
we never know, but you do hear rumors that, like, you know, it's
It's
not
happening.
just, you
And
know.
at the end of the day, I feel like it's important to cover every factor because it's affecting the youth.
Yeah.
So obviously,
That's why
for this conversation's sake, if our president is being controlled, it will affect even the things that don't matter in this country.
Yeah,
Yeah.
true.
So it's important to speak up, but yeah.
That as well. In my opinion, in terms of laws, when it comes to, I'm not going to go through all of them, but one that sticks like really out of all of those laws is violence. Like, the increase in violence. Like, it doesn't even have to be in terms of gangsters and all of them, just in terms of relationships and all of that. There's a lot of violence between the youth and all of that. And it kind of stirs us away from trust with the police system, because we'd be like, they're kind of useless. Respectfully, they're not doing much. We call and they take 20 minutes to arrive here. So the violence is not necessarily, the police is not necessarily helpful when it comes to the violence. You know that, in my opinion.
Okay,
Yeah.
all right.
Do you think that's a problem, the government problem, or like a police problem?
You know, I think everything is interlinked, it's intertwined. I believe that there's a lot of violence because there's a lot of poverty. There's a lot of poverty because funds are being mismanaged.
That's true.
And you know, there's so many things we can speak about, but what I want to bring us back to, and you're speaking about laws, right? What I want to bring us back to is, how is our vote going to impact or influence the current state? We have all these laws that we think can needs to come into play. You know, we can speak about gun laws, about in Cape Town, how everybody just walks around with a gun like it's a free t-shirt, you know. We can speak about all those things, but how is our vote going to impact all of this? You know, how is voting on the 29th of May gonna change the narrative of the country?
And like, this is like, bro,
Yeah, like that's me.
Yeah, that makes sense.
we don't know.
I don't know.
That's all we can say. Ons weet nie.
So and yes.
Exactly.
So when it comes to voting, guys, do you like you mentioned it was your first time voting? It will be my first time also voting. Do you know what to expect when you get there? Because for me, in my mind, all I'm expecting is very long lines. So aside from that, you guys know what
94
to expect.
type of lines. Yes.
Ish,
Those lines are crazy, bro.
Waking
When I
up
saw that
5
I
a.m.
feel like you won't get those lines anymore. Not really.
anymore.
Yeah.
You don't think so?
Because you're not gonna vote.
Because I don't want to.
If you go there and you see that long line, what you doing?
We're gonna be in the line and
You're
vote.
gonna wait.
Yeah, we're gonna wait.
Me, bro.
Maybe just wake up early in the morning. So
I
that
think it's important, man. Like, as discouraged as we all are in this country, I think it's important this time around. Maybe in the next 4 years, then we can have that attitude that no, we tried. We tried in 2024.
Yeah, true.
But for now, I really think it's important. Right? Yeah.
And then enough to wake up in the morning, like you said, you need to know, like, hey, I'm mad at A, B, and C. So this is why I'm waking up at 3 in the morning, ironing my clothes the night before so that I can wake up, beat the traffic, stand in line first, and get out of there. But were you nervous when the first time you went there into that, I'm gonna call it a room. I know it's not a room, but it's a...
When I
I've seen
voted?
it, yeah.
No, I mean, it's my first time. I haven't voted before.
You haven't voted before?
No, I haven't voted
My
before.
fault. I think
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know. I'm automatically said he voted. My fault.
It's gonna be my first time as well, and my expectation is like long lines, you know. And
I think the system is old, in my opinion. But
How do you
who
think
am
they
I to
should do?
say?
How do you think they should
Online voting.
Yeah.
Nah.
Yo,
I know that's
online.
I know, but like
That's very
nah.
innovative, but
That's
hey,
like a-
a lot
But
can
the thing
happen
is,
with that one.
Yeah.
before we jump to online voting, can we like we need to fix the ID, like fix the ID, bro, the ID system as well.
What do you mean the ID system?
Cause like ID system, people that you go there, you book online, right?
Yeah.
And you go there, but then people who didn't book are in line, and now you have to wait for the people who didn't book, but you booked first. So before we can suggest the voting online thing, let's sort out the whole getting your ID thing system and all of that, because people who, respectfully, the Magrisas coming there early, us who booked, we have to wait in line.
You need to have some respect. Do you
I said
expect?
respect.
No, just saying something offensive and then putting respectfully
Magriza.
afterwards.
No, respectfully.
Like, so do you expect the old Magrizas that have painful hips and painful backs to stand at the back of the line even though you voted? Even though you registered on the system.
If Magriza asks you to switch on the TV, Magriza can ask you to book online.
Hey.
Is that not true though? Like if Magriza asks you,
Okay.
Yeah.
my boy,
Gen Z.
switch on the TV for me. Ish, what's wrong with my airtime? If Magriza can ask precious grandchildren to help them with airtime and all of that, what's asking to go to the
Does
Maybe-
Magriza know such a system exists?
Magriza can rely on the grandchildren.
Yeah.
It's
Maybe
as
there must
easy
be
as
the
that.
section for Magriza.
Magriza,
we
let me
have
know in the
our own-
comment section. I know the grandchildren are gonna be commenting instead of the Magrizas.
Nah, I mean,
But let
I
me
think
know.
I just prefer the traditional way.
The traditional way of
voting.
voting.
Yeah.
So you don't mind waiting in the long line?
I mean, is
Nah, I'm saying I prefer it in the way that like we just
With
you just
ballot boxes.
just
and-
with ballot
yeah,
boxes
yeah.
and you just think
and then you just
because South Africa and voting online when they can't even fix
Yeah,
small things.
simple
Yeah.
because
It's
Magriza's
not-
online, you know they're gonna need help.
Yeah, that's what
And
I'm saying.
then
They
you
can
gonna
rely on
help
the
them. It's
grand-
like,
And then
yeah,
you
let me show you
are
an
gonna-
example. Here's this
Yes.
one.
You
Press
must
this one.
volunteer
Yeah.
at the old age home
Exactly,
to
so
go and
you-
help.
yeah.
Yes.
Fair
Good.
enough. As long as we can
Yes.
vote online, because I personally think if we vote online, youth would vote. Like more youth.
think
would vote,
so?
in my opinion.
But it doesn't. I don't
Dude,
know.
imagine you don't even have to.
Doesn't
You
change
don't
it.
have to wake up in the morning. Just go on your phone, or go on your web browser, whatever.
Then
voting.
wait,
Wait,
then we'll
wait.
vote
Do you
together
think?
like
Wait,
this.
do you think the youth doesn't want to vote because they lazy to stand in the line?
I think that's the one. Like
No,
a little bit.
that's not my
think so,
reason,
yeah.
bro.
But I
But,
think
like,
that's not my
I
reason,
think
though.
that's also one of the factors.
One of the
like,
factors, laziness, bro.
laziness.
Bro, no,
it's not
bro.
a major
But, like, it doesn't have to
factor.
be-
bro.
It's
Let
not
me
a
tell
major
you,
factor, but
The
like
youth doesn't want to vote because they feel like their vote won't change a thing. It's not because they don't want to stand on a long line.
But imagine if you had the luck, like if you had the luxury of just knowing that you could just vote right now, get it over and done with. As much as you don't want to vote, let me just get it over and done with. Let me at least have the rest of my day to myself instead of spending my whole day at
In a line.
at a primary
Yeah,
school
that's
in a
the
line.
point as well,
That's my
yeah.
point. Like, let me just get it over
So-
and done
Yeah.
with.
people
and
have
vote.
this thing with you, now I need to stand in a line.
My whole day is gone. My Saturday,
But come
whatever.
on. Do you think? Okay, I hear.
But
you.
obviously, we
I
don't
hear
think
you.
that.
I'm saying no, but I'm saying you're saying there are people who think like that.
Yeah, I'm assuming.
The youth.
Yeah.
But I'm saying, do
Specifically.
you think really standing in a line is a big enough reason for you not to literally try and make a change? No. So someone to say that honestly, respectfully, you're
You bugging.
you're weird.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're just
Okay.
weird. Like
Yeah.
So you're saying that you feel reluctant to vote because what are we voting for? What kind of a president do you think would make a change in South
in South Africa.
Yeah.
I want my president to wear Jordans, bro.
Oh.
I'm joking.
Me,
I'm joking. You want your president to wear Jordans? I'm joking.
bro.
I mean, there's nothing wrong.
Joke
with
with
it.
Yeah, I want my
nigga.
president
What?
to wear.
Just
Bro.
just
Nigga.
don't
Future
just talk
president.
properly.
Wear Jordan 4 retros, bro. With a suit, pull up to the parliament.
Listen, just
Oh
don't.
my-
Right.
Yeah, don't come say he's tweaking and
Yeah, of course, don't
Talk
do that.
properly.
Yeah,
Yeah.
facts. Don't be
Okay,
like,
wait. Okay, would you guys
bugging
prefer like a?
twin?
You guys
Nah.
think? Do you guys think this country needs like a old or like a young leader?
I think we need a
young,
young leader.
young.
A young leader,
One that
bro.
knows how to count numerical values.
Yeah, ones who will have
Nah,
valid
those
reasons.
niggas.
Am I lying? Let's
What?
not forget that Zuma clip, bro.
Nah.
Which clip?
The beginning flipping billion. You remember that? We
Oh
spoke
yeah,
about it,
ish.
bro.
Listen properly. Maybe as
And he says the same.
Nah, we
line.
need a
But
young-
then
we need a young
again,
president, dog.
but then again, we've heard that like some of our previous like leaders were not like well educated, like
Yeah, so
And then how
So-
they
so
leaders?
things like
right now,
How they leaders?
right now,
not the leaders because okay, what I'm saying,
How
is
they
not,
leaders?
not
because there are people
listen.
their age who are educated.
Who are educated, but they're not leaders.
Yeah, there are people that age that are educated, but then those people are not leaders. But I'm saying
Yeah.
though that those are things we won't be able to answer. At the end of the day, you
The world
look
has
at
changed now.
I don't,
Now we need
I don't,
smart people.
Facts.
Yeah, but I'm saying like that person became president because he was part of the ANC and stuff like that. And many people are like you who will say they're taking all these struggle icons and making them presidents. They're taking someone from a cell and putting them as a president. Just because someone fought for you doesn't mean they can be a president type of a thing.
Yeah.
Hence, we have these type of leaders that are like, whatever. But I'm saying like, yeah, basically I'm just saying like,
Yeah.
For me, I
don't know.
in all honesty, I want an educated president.
Same.
Let's start there, right? An educated president, and then it would be ideal, if our president is in touch with the state of the country, right? Because it makes no sense having a president who lives in this mansion, but doesn't understand what it's like loving, or doesn't know that there's people out there that doesn't have water. So it's fine, be rich. It's fine, have this lavish life, but at least have a heart enough to try and change the circumstances of the less privileged. I
Yeah.
mean,
Okay. When you guys say, okay, you guys would want a president that's educated, nah?
Yeah.
Educated and like has a degree and stuff.
you
that
can
what we
have
mean
a
by that?
degree and still be dumb.
I'm saying, okay, and I was going there.
Yeah,
I was
true.
going there. Because,
Yeah.
like, I can say that, like, we have millionaires that don't have degrees.
So what
Nah.
reference would you use to say that a president is educated?
Exactly, that's what I'm saying. Yeah.
Multiple businesses?
Nah.
First of all,
'Cause-
it is important to be book smart.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
mean, let's not
Yeah,
bug,
yeah,
ne?
yeah,
It's
yeah.
important to be book smart, ne?
Yeah.
But also be a level 5 thinker. Be able to think critically. I mean, if I'll make an example. You know, in Cape Town, there's like a lot of violence going on, a lot of horrible things, right?
Yeah.
But then I saw there was a proposed park, right? So like a playground, a proposed bulletproof park. Like any ish. How do I say this? Ne?
Bulletproof.
Like
I'm trying to think how's it.
I would like our president
How's the
ne,
bulletproof,
to like there's like glass, it's like in a dome.
Really?
But I'd like a president ne, who would be
that's-
able to think critically enough that okay, sharp, this is a good idea, ne? For a place like Dubai or something. Ne?
And Cape Town is different, eh?
Like
Bro,
but
it
They
gets
move
hot in
different
there.
bro. You
Yeah.
There's a dome and there's
No
kids
park.
playing and the sun is out.
Nah, that's
so,
crazy.
So yeah, I want the
That's
type of
crazy.
president ne, who will be able to
Greenhouse
think,
gas.
Yeah.
who will be able to think critically enough
That's crazy.
to understand what is the root cause of this violence, first of all.
Yeah.
Right? Let's not put a blanket over everything and say, no, the children can play safely and they won't get shot if there's like this dome that's bulletproof. No.
Yeah.
Can we deal with the crime in itself? Can you use that book knowledge that you have, right? And that level 5 thinking to help the police force and to help everyone else, you know, so that the crime can be reduced.
Yeah.
You get what I'm
But
saying?
then-
You know another
Paying
thing
so
is,
much expenses for that
for a
park.
totally new concept.
A
But-
whole
Right.
dome.
You know,
It's like a way
Yeah.
to
you
get
know,
a dome.
but you know what the thing is, it's
crazy.
like
Oh, that
I
is
get
private.
that, nah. But it's it's led to a point where our government is dealing with things at like a precautionary measure rather than like preventing.
Yeah.
Because it's no.
Makes
Yeah,
sense,
no,
yeah,
actually,
you're
yes,
right,
it
yes,
makes
nah.
sense, yeah.
Because we know South Africans, the regular day-to-day South African, not all of us, but like we know how some South Africans just think. Like she said, some people in Cape Town will walk around with guns like it's free t-shirts.
Yeah.
It's because I feel like also the government knows the kind of South Africans we deal with.
True.
So that's why they'll even make small, like who would make a park, a bulletproof park and literally put a dome around it? Like who does that? But because we know what we're dealing with, despite laws, despite all these things, people don't follow laws.
Yeah.
People don't follow rules. You understand? So I think it's led to the point where government just does the most weird things just because we know what we're dealing with.
They're
So
thinking of like,
let's just do whatever.
let's
But, like,
rather
is-
protect than to prevent.
It's
Yeah.
not sustainable though.
Because I mean, with the people with guns, they're like, hey, we're done with this whole telling people to stop with violence. Now it's at a point where I'm just protecting myself. So I'll just get a gun.
You know what I'd love, right? as an outcome to this voting, whatever, is for a government, they speak about coalitions and, political parties merging. I'd love for a government to be, well, the country must be run by a group, meaning like all the political parties must come together, sit on a round table, and then have an outcome. So nobody must. I know what I'm saying probably super controversial
Because
and
I'm
might sound
thinking,
super
I'm thinking
silly
because like they
because
struggle
of
to do
power
that.
relations, right? There's
Yeah,
power relations.
yeah.
So obviously somebody wants to be the alpha male and all
yeah.
that stuff. But I think things would be more sustainable if political parties can come together and make decisions on a round table together. It's probably never going to happen, right?
Yeah.
But I think that's what would be sustainable, because then nobody would be in a position where they make decisions out for selfish gain.
True.
Nobody would be in a position where they can do things in a corrupt way, because they're
Yeah.
always going to be accountable to someone
One
else.
else.
I think maybe the government, and I'm not saying ANC, right, but maybe the government lacks accountability. And
Yeah.
maybe if all the political parties can come together, there'll be accountability, and then we can see a positive change. I mean, it might seem like a far-fetched concept, but
And
to
then
me,
that will remove the concept of voting away, because we just have one big party controlling the whole.
I guess, but I
nation.
don't think it would ever happen. I don't think it would ever happen, but in an ideal world, where dreams
Yeah.
can come true, I think that would possibly be a solution. Like, I'm not politically inclined, so I don't understand the ins and
Yeah,
outs of
true.
it, but in my position right now, I think that maybe that could be a solution to all of the social issues in the country.
And then
Yeah.
back to the
That makes
president,
sense.
you guys said that it should either be we didn't like have an agreement. So book smart or more or less what's this?
Book smart and street,
Street
smart.
smart
Yeah, being book smart and street smart
combination.
combination, because at the end of the day, like,
But
people.
sorry, my fault. I'm trying to think street smart, I understand that, but in order for you to be street smart, you have to more or less be in the streets, right?
No, not really.
You don't have to be in the streets.
No.
You can gain streets like street
No,
smart.
you have to
sorry,
have
I'm
like, I think
Like-
you'd have to have like a taste of the streets.
Yeah, so
but-
you've been there before.
But not that you must be in the streets.
yeah,
'cause-
not be in the streets all the time, but
Yeah,
you must
yeah.
like have been there.
Yeah.
You see.
Yeah.
You don't, because like how can you more or less have intelligence or something you haven't done before?
Yeah.
So you have to be more or less involved in it in a way in your past.
I think it's more like knowing practical and theory. You
Yeah.
understand? Like, if you have a degree of studying business, have a business as well, in order for us to be like, okay, you know what, we can trust you as a president, because you know the theory and the practical side of it.
So how do I have the practical of the streets, like which is the experience?
So if you have theory, if you go into school, right,
yeah,
and you're studying the theory,
And I
do
know-
that in real life and see if it works.
so because like
Then
if I
you'll
know,
know.
for example, if I know I combat a taxi like this, and like now when I do it, it's a different story. It's
Yeah.
a thing of like it's all about. I'm trying to say is you can't necessarily expect it. It is to combat a taxi like this. No?
Where is this going?
There's so many
This
ways.
is going to Cosmo.
Oh, okay, cool.
Is it?
Yeah.
It's
Cosmos,
is it?
Yeah.
Cosmos
Yeah.
is-
No, I don't know.
I don't know. And then what's this? I'm trying to think straight. I forgot what I was gonna say.
Yeah, so it's a thing of like educated, right? It's like she said,
Yeah,
don't
sorry.
just be book smart.
Yeah.
You know, and in the streets, like, what do you mean by that? Like, street smart.
Yeah, I was trying to say
What
'cause
do you mean by that?
in terms of knowing how the other South Africans who don't have a luxury life live, like how is it a regular lifestyle in South Africa? Like more or less in Johannesburg or wherever you live, like how is it understanding that there's informal businesses running, people selling or buying on the street, like understanding the lifestyle? Because I'm assuming Cyril Mapasa doesn't necessarily walk around Johannesburg CBD. Like he
Yeah.
doesn't just walk around and see that, oh, this is happening, this is
I
happening.
wouldn't-
He's not exposed
Yeah,
to
I
that
don't think-
environment. So more or less in the sense of I want more or less the future presidents, don't know when that'll happen, to be relatable. Like I know this guy's experienced a certain degree of my struggle. You know what I'm saying? So I think that would be a bit more like what's this? I can not look up to someone, but whenever he speaks, whenever he says something, I know that okay, at least he's experienced it.
Yeah,
You know?
true.
So that's something that would make me a quality or a characteristic my future president should inherit or have.
So this is my second chance of voting. The first time I didn't take it because, to be honest, I really didn't care. And at the time, I was still in school, so like my mind was not really in the world like that.
Facts.
Until like I left matric, and I'm like, yo, life is actually hard, yo.
Yeah.
Like, you know, unemployment, you're trying to get work, you're trying to hustle, you like just things are just restricting you from doing stuff. You understand? That's where I'm like, yo, okay, now I need to vote for something, you know, for change. Because while I was in high school, I really didn't care. I was comfortable.
Yeah.
You know, I knew that things would be fine. But until you're now in the real world, and there's certain things not going your way,
Yeah.
that's when I took the decision to be like, nah, let me vote this time.
I feel that.
For me, I think I didn't vote. Number one, because I didn't understand the seriousness of the situation, right? And number two, because at the time, none of my friends really cared for it. So on the day of voting, it was a rainy day. It was in PE at the time. It was a rainy day. And I did want to vote, right? But not as passionately as I do now. But the fact that my friends practically thought I was insane, like, why are you voting, bruh?
Yeah.
I guess that it took the flame away. So
Yeah,
I guess I just
yeah,
never
yeah.
voted. Yeah. So what do you guys think about a Gen Z or millennial
Running as
running the
president.
country? Yeah, being the president of the country. Do you-
Can you imagine them late to the meetings? Can you imagine them? Yes.
That's so sad
But,
though.
Dog,
Like,
that- yo.
yo.
I mean,
That's crazy,
like
bro.
that's the humorous part of it, though. Because
Yeah.
I don't think our generation is serious, bro. No chance, man. But it is gonna happen, unfortunately. Not unfortunately, fortunately.
millennial, yeah,
Fortunately,
bro.
like it's a good thing.
What did our generation do to you, bruh?
Nah, but like let's honest. Let's just look at it from the grand scheme of things.
Okay,
Okay,
from
I'm
on,
saying-
on the
Like,
next
don't-
Like, cause I know we're not
I'm
the
saying-
same. There's like
Yeah,
there's
no,
like
no, no,
there's
no,
like there's
no, no.
intelligent people and like people who are really respectful. They do their things to the T. There are like people in Gen Z that do that.
Nah, besides that,
Yeah.
a 2000 Gen Z, like there's a lot of new things that we embody and entail that leaders now don't,
Yeah.
just because of the time that we're born in. Someone born within that time, do you think they could run the country? Besides like all the nonsense that
It's happening.
besides all the nonsense we still do as Gen Zs, but all the new things that we do that they can't, do you think it could run the country? I think
Like in that aspect.
don't
What do you
look
think?
at it. Look at it in like a
What's your
broader.
answer? What's your answer?
Yes, yeah, I think yeah, we could.
Okay.
Yeah.
I want to start off by saying we'll never find a perfect president, right? Whether
Yeah.
it's a 2K or whether it's somebody who's 95. We're never going to find the perfect president.
yeah.
Ne? But having said that, I think yes, a 2K would be able to run the country really well, but also they have the potential of running it in the ground.
Yeah.
Because I mean, the culture of the day, and I hear this so often, that AMA 2Ks are not employable because they just don't have respect. You know, they don't show up on time. They don't, like, there's this big thing also trending on TikTok that AMA 2Ks don't know how to resign. If they're fed up of a job, they just pack up and leave, right? So
Yeah.
I'm wondering, on the one hand, would a 2K be able to handle the pressure in politics? Because another culture in the lives of 2Ks is that we don't know how to stick it through.
Yeah.
If
True,
things get
makes sense.
difficult, and I mean this with so much caution and so much respect, right? But when things get difficult, we say that it's difficult on our mental health, and because our mental health is impacted, we're gonna give up. Look, it's a whole different
Yeah,
thing,
that's
right?
facts.
And
That
and
makes
I
sense.
work
That's
in I
facts.
work in the field of mental health, so I'm very sensitized to that, right? And it's nothing to look down on. But I think sometimes in our generation, we always take the easy way out, right? And currently the easy way out is saying that it's impacting my mental health. It's a real thing, and I don't think it's something we can go into.
That's
But they always take the easy way out. So I
Yeah.
often wonder, if a 2K is the president, is he going to take the easy way out by agreeing to that shady deal? Or is he going to do the right thing, right?
Yeah.
But based on what you said, that I think we're more innovative. We're more in tune to what is happening in this country,
Yeah.
right? I think that we are the best people to run the country because we know the frustrations of politics, right? We know what it's like to live in load shedding. So I think we are the perfect candidates to run this country because then we'll create more jobs for our fellow
true.
peers.
Makes sense.
So it's a double-edged sword no matter who runs the country, but I definitely think that there's potential.
I think it would make a
Yeah,
lot
that
of
makes a
youth.
lot of sense.
Yeah, it makes sense. I agree, especially on the mental aspect of it. I do agree that youth, like for example, let's say right now, current president was from Gen Z or born in Gen Z. Sorry, I definitely would make most of my peers more excited because at least like
Because they wear Jordans.
yeah, they wear Jordans.
Yeah.
They understand the use of social media. Like I think they'll even what's this advertise more or promote voting using social media. I think that was even a smart thing to do because we spend most of our times on our phone, and I think that's something they would do, to promote the need, the necessity to vote.
One thing I have noticed though, right, speaking of social media, is that, okay, sharp, we do see those advertisements on social media. We do see that the government does make posters and they do sponsor those posts, but it's not, it's
not our standard.
outdated.
Yeah, it's
right?
outdated. It's poor.
And the majority of posts I've seen about encouraging people to vote comes from my fellow peers. I know, like, there are young leaders in different political parties now, but do you think if, let's just say, in the next 20 years it's just 2k political leaders, 2k whatever, do you think this thing of food parcels and t-shirts will still be a thing? Like, do you think Ama 2Ks will go to communities and persuade people for their vote with food parcels? Or how do you think campaigning would be with
2K?
Yes.
That's very interesting.
I think it'll be on social media. Like everything will be on social media. Creating these events that are full of these content creators, celebrities, artists, because me personally, I think that's the way youth, honestly speaking, they listen. Because they'll rather spend their time at a library than they'll go there and have fun with their mates. And that's how I think political parties can more or less advocate the necessity of voting on all of that.
Yeah, that makes sense.
But then how do you reach people who don't have social media? Because believe it or not, there are
people.
there's like a vast majority of the
people.
population that's not exposed to social media. So how do you then campaign as a Gen Z to that?
That's the tough part. But I think, and since you said 20 years, right?
Yeah.
By 20 years, I think
don't you think? I think we can still stick to the traditional route by campaigning properly, but also taking social media into effect. I don't think we should eliminate the other one. We should still stick to the way we campaign, but this time we'll be innovative in a sense that we also campaign on social media. Yeah.
And I think stuff on, like, for example, on radio shows, 947 and all of that will continue, in my opinion. And that's the thing about Gen Z, social media is our playground. We're really going to dominate on social media, like 100%. I do think that's the one aspect that these political parties will dominate in the future. Social media, 100%.
Yeah, no, that's where it's going now.
You know, when you look at the culture of the day based on how it was in 19 whatever, right? I think Gen Z's, our generation is very, very straightforward in life. You know, when it comes to things, even in our households, we're more vocal about things that hurt us, and we're able to speak up more. So do you think in a political setting, all things considered, do you think in a political setting that Gen Zs would be straight up? Do you think that they'd go on that? What is it when they say it's going to be 8 o'clock and the president's going to speak? What's that called?
Family meeting.
Yeah. When they have family meetings, do you think they're going to say, "Good evening, South Africa.
Nah.
We are bankrupt," or whatever the case may be, do you think that a Gen Z president will be more straightforward and straight up?
I think 100%. I think it's interview, bro. Like this, hold on. Afternoon. So we screwed. That's exactly that, bro.
Yeah.
Exactly that.
They'll be like that. Yeah,
so we screwed. There's no solutions. And yeah, thank you for your time. There.
Bye.
Ended like that.
We'll get back to you once we have a solution.
Exactly. Yeah, we're trying the best you can. We don't have resources. What else?
That's horrible.
But
I think that's how it is.
That's us.
People are scared to hear the truth, and I think we will give you the truth.
That's us.
Scary,
I think that's how more or less Gen Z is. We don't like to waste time. Honest, just say, hey, this is how A, B, and C is.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
I honestly think it's a double-edged sword. Like I said,
Yeah, there's
Gen
pros and
Z will
cons for
either
all.
make us rise or make us fall hard,
Yeah.
plummet to the ground. But then it takes us back because now you're saying that campaigning will be online and all those things. But inevitably, if that's the case, then voting will be online as well.
Yeah, and
Inevitably.
bro,
true.
voting online would be a luxury, bro.
Yeah.
Mwah.
Nah.
That's
Some
just-
can still vote
you don't-
online, others can still go
Yeah,
wait in a
if,
queue.
like efficient, there's multiple systems that'll 100% will increase the amount of people that vote, in my opinion.
Yeah, true.
But then
Yeah.
load shedding.
Maybe
Load shedding.
at
But then the
time,
system is offline. You
They'll
know?
make sure it's not offline that day.
That
That
day,
day,
yeah, that day.
That day
is
they'll
not
make
offline.
sure.
Yeah.
They'll
Wait,
make
do,
sure.
do you
Yeah.
guys think load shedding will still be even a thing like in 20 years?
Let's hope not. But realistically,
Or are we basing that on who will be leading or the situation of governance in the country?
Because it's a matter of like how will the Gen Z try and solve
Because
this issue.
and because it's also a matter of like we're just blaming load shedding because of who's governing the country, if we're being realistic.
yeah.
So are we saying a change of governance will change the whole thing? Or what? Or are we saying time will tell?
Yeah, it's tricky,
yeah.
because I'll go back to what I said in the beginning, that load shedding is here because of a number of factors. Yes, infrastructure. Yes, the infrastructure then doesn't accommodate where we are now, but we can't deny corruption and all those things. But all things considered, I don't ever answer your question, but I want to raise this horrible fear that I have, right? I spoke to a lady once, or I heard her speak, that she's from another African country. I can't remember which one, between Zimbabwe or I'm not sure. But she was just sharing at the time that as she was speaking that and we didn't have electricity for a whole week. And when they have these power outages, there's no network also. It's like power outages. And then I wonder, is this where South Africa is going, guys? Are we going there? Because now we started with load shedding once a week. Then we started with load shedding maybe
Once a day?
Now 3 times
and
a
now
day.
it's multiple times a day. Now I'm worried that if things don't change, if our vote on the 29th of May doesn't change things, is that where we're going? Are we gonna sit with weeks on end having no electricity? Because I'm sure you guys have experienced power outages.
Yeah.
That's like a little taste of what other people in other countries are experiencing. So for me, I really hope that whether it's a Gen Z president, whether it's a president who's 78
Yeah.
or whatever, I
That issue
really
would be
hope
solved.
that they can really address the social issues that we have in this country, because I don't want to find myself in that situation. Yeah.
Agreed. I think so. Now, speaking to the viewers, brothers and sisters that are watching, older than me, and I'm calling you guys brothers and sisters, my fault. Me personally, if I can get you guys to vote on the 29th, I'm gonna keep it honest, guys. I liked earlier on, you said exercise your right to vote. I really agree with that. And even if you don't know, even if you're being forced, you don't know, this may be bad advice. Bro, it's 29th of May. Did I say something else?
No, it's the
No, you said
29th
it's
of May.
29th May.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
my fault. Okay. This may be bad advice to some of you. But at this point, if you want to vote, just start like small steps. Even though it takes a long time to vote, it's a couple of years. Bro, exercise your rights. And if you don't know what to vote for, number generator. I'm sorry. I know that's bad advice.
What the
I know that's bad advice,
that's
but
the
just,
worst advice.
just vote, bro.
Dog, I didn't
Just
hear. What
vote.
did you say?
Number generator. Like, I know
Like,
that's like bad
you
advice,
just-
bro.
That's
but
the
just,
worst.
it's the worst advice. And I'm going to keep it honest, because even myself, I'm not at a position where I have to be voting yet because of age. So I'm going to keep it a bug. Me personally, if I didn't know, I'm going to go into that place, look at I'm going to count them. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Number generator on Google, whichever lands on board. Because why? It's building a habit. I'm starting
Oh
something.
my
Building a habit.
word.
Huh?
That's
It's building a habit
wow.
because of, how imagine I tell you to do something and you're not interested at all. Like I'm gonna have to like give you baby steps,
Yeah.
And I think that's like the most reasonable way. I know it's not the best advice, and I know it might not even end up in the video, but like
All right,
that's
for
just
me,
being honest
ne,
with you.
For me, I would encourage everyone who's of the age and who has registered to vote. And if you don't know who to vote for, like a lot of us, look at the current state of the country and then look at what you want to see in the future, and then look at your personal values and what's important to you. And then go through all of the people, because I've seen now all the approved political parties. So then you look through all of those political parties, what they have done, right? And then look at their manifestos, right? And then you make an intelligent decision, not an emotional decision, an intelligent decision, right? If you don't agree with anything else, just look at what they've done, right? Up until this point, and then make that decision. So even if you don't know who to vote for,
That's way better advice than me.
Yeah, way better.
That's way better advice than me. Yeah,
Way
guys, don't listen to my advice.
just look at your values and then what they are doing, right? And how they are making this country a better place.
Yeah,
That's that.
100%. Yeah, listen to her advice, guys.
Yeah, no,
Don't listen to me.
Yeah.
that's my advice as well.
As a,
That's my advice as well.
if you keep winning about
Yeah.
If-
And your advice?
Me, hey, bro. I don't know if I'm gonna vote. Like, I should, but I don't know if I am. Everyone that I've come across, like family, everyone tells me to vote. Even my granny's telling me who to vote for, and we all know who. but I mean, at the end of the day, I feel like she said, as long as it's your own conscious decision, that's what matters. But like, obviously, do your own research. You know, make sure you know what's actually going on, so you know what you're hoping for, like, in a way. You know, and it's important. It's I don't know.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
like,
And I think I think one of the reasons that for me, like, I'm lazy. I'm gonna be honest with you. Whatever I do, I try to find a way that at least I can just do something quicker. So I don't know. This could be a great YouTube idea for someone. But can someone just make a YouTube video and explain what has happened with this political party, this political party? I don't care if it's 4 hours. Because for me to go through research, because you know how unreliable these websites are that these political parties have. For me to get research of everything that they've done, I'm going to get biased news. I'm not going to get the truth. So knowing how time is a resource and all of us don't have it, can someone just make a YouTube video or something?
I'd say
Just
start in your
explaining.
community, right? We
For
all
that.
love somewhere. No.
Yeah.
We all love somewhere, right? So look at your community.
Oh, yeah, if
who's
you don't have the
who's
resources, yeah, that's actually a good
currently
idea.
Reigning in your community. Are they doing a good job? Are they doing a bad job? Right? Then take it from there.
That's
If
good,
you're
yeah,
satisfied
yeah.
with whoever is currently calling the shots in your community, then look at what they're doing nationally, look at what they're doing in other places, and if you're happy, take that. Because like I mentioned, you won't find a perfect president, you won't find a perfect political party, but I mean, come on, take what's there. If there's crumbs, take the crumbs.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, that's true.
So start in your community. If there's no 4-hour video you
On
can
YouTube
watch,
video, yeah,
so
yeah.
start with what you have and look at the impact that's already being made.
No, that's
So
a good point.
That's what I can
That's
say.
actually, yes, I'm getting cooked, yeah.
Yeah,
Everything I said, she had a better solution. Now, shout out to you for that. Shout out to you for that.
And that is why you need women.
Yeah.
But yeah, guys, please vote. Please exercise your democratic right on the 29th of May, 2024.
yeah, but vote, guys. You know, vote.
He's gonna vote.
Me, I'll see.
You vote.
But
will.
vote, guys.
You will.
will.
He'll vote. Don't worry, guys. So if your favorite host votes, you guys love Lilia, so that should
No,
motivate
no,
you to vote as well. So definitely vote. I do recommend it.
Yeah.
But anyway,
Hey,
if
vote.
Yeah,
Vote.
vote. If you enjoyed this episode, if you enjoyed her on the show, damn, can't even have.
Vote.
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 Let's make South Africa
yeah.
a better place.
If you guys enjoyed her on the show, please let her know on her show. It's gonna be in the description. Don't forget to check out Police Show. Don't forget to check out Boyz Aloud. Like this video, comment down. Hey, wait, hold on. Let me give out some, praise, because I'm quickly go there real quick. Yeah. Sorry. To people who've been commenting a lot. Like, shout out to y'all. I'm gonna give out a praise to Teresa, Letsela, Macau. I'm gonna give out to Fanny. I'm gonna give out to King Kao. I'm gonna give out to Rayleigh. I'm gonna give out to I don't know how to pronounce your name.
Letsela.
Yeah.
Shout
out to
you.
all of you, because you guys have been commenting. So I really appreciate it from the bottom of my heart. And yeah, that's Boyz Aloud.
Yeah.
That's us.